Be seated, please. Be seated, please. New question, the member from Perth-Wellington.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Premier. The Premier came to Wellington County on October the 11th for her announcement.
Minister of the Environment, come to order.
She was asked about the Liberal-NDP decision to pull the plug on SARP, which they did with no warning to the industry they were about to devastate. On CBC French radio, the Premier admitted the decision, and I quote, was not a good decision. The Premier was at the cabinet table when that decision was made, but she didn't speak up.
No, she did not.
The leader of the NDP also had a chance to speak up, but she chose not to. Speaker, here is my question. When will the Premier ask the NDP to join her in apologizing for what she has already admitted is not a good decision?
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you. Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. We cancelled the slots at racetrack program because of problems around transparency, Mr. Speaker, and accountability of the program. There were 3 reports, the Sadinsky report, the Drummond report, and our transition panel, Mr. Speaker, who identified problems with the slots at racetrack program. What I have said is that in the cancellation of the program, there was not due consideration for the impact, and so that is why we put the transition panel in place, Mr. Speaker. That is why we have developed a new program, Mr. Speaker, that's a 5-year commitment to invest $400 million to put the horse racing industry on a sustainable path, Mr. Speaker. I've been very clear that I want us to have a sustainable horse racing industry in Ontario. My predecessor, the Minister of Community and Social Services, when he was Ag Minister, he put in place the transition panel. We are following those recommendations, Mr. Speaker. So I have been consistent in my message. We could not leave the SARP program in place. It was not.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker.
Sad.
Mr. Speaker, the Liberals have already shown just how little they care for horse racing when they cut them off the knees in 2012.
Sad.
The industry knows that, but they also know that Andrea Horvath and the NDP let this happen. They could have said no, but they sacrificed the industry for a few budget trinkets. They could have said no, but they said yes to save their political hides. My question to the Premier, could she inform the House which party and which leader were the only ones to take a principled stand against the Premier's not a good decision to kill the horse racing industry in 2000?
Right here.
I think you got that wrong.
Be seated, please. Before we move forward, I'll remind all members that we refer to each other in this place either by their title or their riding. I don't want to hear it again. Yes, some people are. Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Well, I'm going to respond to the part of the question that seemed to imply that we don't have a plan in place that's going to work, and I'm going to quote from some of the people who actually know what's going on, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to quote from the Centre Wellington Mayor, Joanne Ross-Dooge, Mr. Speaker. She said, "For Centre Wellington, this is really good news," and this is at the time of the announcement of the 5-year plan. For Centre Wellington, this is really good news. Our agricultural industry has actually been boosted by this announcement. Wynne is given 5 years, and there's going to be an investment to make this industry productive and sustainable. It now puts people back to work. From this day forward, it is getting back into this working relationship we've had with the OLG and the racing industry, and now the community to get back on track to plan for the future. This is very good news. Paul Walker, President of the Grand River Agricultural Society. It's building a solid foundation for horse racing and moving forward. They've put a lot of thought and work into this. The biggest part is the integration into the gaming industry. Without it, I don't think any of it would work.
Thank you. Before we go to the supplementary, I'm going to ask the Minister of Rural Affairs to come to order.
Thank you, Speaker. Only one party has consistently shown support for the industry. Only one party created SARP, which led to the unprecedented success in thousands of jobs. Only one party stood against the 2012 Liberal-NDP budget. Only one party has produced a bold but achievable 5-point plan to put the industry back on track. That's Tim Hudak and the Ontario PC. But, Mr. Speaker, the industry needs more than a meaningless, gimmicky motion from the NDP, a motion to restore what they themselves allowed to collapse. We need real action from a team with real credibility on the horse racing file. That's what we're offering. When will you get on board with our plan? Thank
you. Thank you. Premier.
Mr. Speaker. Well, Mr. Speaker, the party opposite put in place a program that we have 3 reports that have made it clear that the SARP program was unaccountable, it was not transparent, and it was bad public policy, Mr. Speaker. So I have some more quotes from reactions to the announcement of the 5-year partnership plan that we put in place. Dr. Ted Clark, the Grand River Raceway General Manager. It's remarkably better than what our outlook was a year ago today. We essentially went from a place of having no relationship with government and no support to a place where we now have a spot to make a plan. This provides a new set of building blocks to move forward. We've been given some tools with which to work, and hopefully we can put them to good work. Alex Lark from the Rideau Carleton Raceway. I feel very optimistic, though. It's not what we had before. It definitely will sustain racing at Rideau and provide our patrons and the horsemen the critical mass that's required to maintain a program. And Brian Tropia from the Ontario Harness Horse Association. The hard work happens now. If you really truly believe this is going to sustain the...
Thank you.